All right, we're back. Let's see if this one works better. Sorry about that, you guys. I don't know what happened. My internet said, it's Friday. No, thank you. I'm back. I'm back. All right. Charlie, you broke it. Just kidding. All right, so we have about 4 minutes left until the 15-minute opening range is set. So far, we're opening to the upside, but not super crazy momentum that's making me think we're going to all-time highs yet. Holy cow, what the heck was that? Oh my goodness. That was an interesting dump down. I do still have PMI listed as coming out at 945. Very interesting dump right there. I'm pulling up Financial Juice to see if there was anything that came out or if that was just good old market open craziness. How is futures trading different than normal stocks? I've actually never traded stocks per se. The main difference I can say is like NQ, ES, those are all a compilation of stocks. But a lot of times the strategies can be similar. Could be a warning to stay away from the market. Ain't that the truth? Like I said, I still see PMI supposedly coming out in 2 minutes. Everything else the last 2 days has been canceled. So I don't know. Is PMI actually going to come out? Would definitely be worth it to wait until 9:45 and make sure. We do have some areas that we're coming down to for possible liquidity grabs. This is the previous London low at 25,103. If it comes down lower, we have the Asia low at 25.74. I'd like to see it actually come down to this point of control if we're looking for a bounce to enter long. Just smashed the like. What's up? Gave you guys a little what's the opposite of a head start? A back start? With the first stream messing up. So same scenarios I was talking about before. If it comes up to this 180 level, I drew my line a little bit too high, but if it comes up to this point of control from the overnight session and previous day high and rejects, we could look for shorts from there. Or if it comes down to this point of control level and bounces, we could look for longs there. Kind of what I'm watching for. I actually have an alert set at this Asia low, but want to wait for possible PMI coming out in a minute. That was a weird drop earlier. It's even on the 1 minute chart. Like all of a sudden, big old dump. You can see the volume on that candle too. That was a big move down. All right, so PMI did come out. Didn't do much though. that was it, I guess. Good morning, Efrain. All right, that's our 15-minute opening range high. This is our opening range low. What kind of range is that, you guys? What is that? We have a 52-point range for the first 15 minutes. Am I on the ES chart? Did I do something wrong? Oh, man, I don't even want to know what ES is then. You know what? ES's range might even be the same. This is ridiculous. ES is 15 points. Okay. What is happening, you guys? Cars and football, good morning. This is choppy so far, you guys. Imaginary user, are you talking about like seeing when I'm going live? One thing you could do is turn on notifications, assuming that you want to see when I go live. So you can hit the subscribe and then there's that little bell icon. Then you get a notification when I go live. I don't like this range right here. It's choppy in the range. Getting outside of the range though, like one of my favorite trades is a fake breakout. So if it looks like it's going to break outside of the range and it grabs or rejects this 180 level, that would be a sweet short setup. And then same thing on the bottom. If it looks like it's going to break outside of the range, kind of grabs that London low liquidity, that could be a long opportunity. I think this is going to sound terrible, but I think I like the opening range breakout fake trades a lot because I know there's people out there that are just blindly taking limit orders. Like as soon as it breaks the top of the range, they're just entering long. And those are the people that get screwed. So it's terrible that I love those trades because I know there's some newbie out there that's like blindly following a video that they saw without backtesting it. Don't do that, by the way, you guys. The 15-minute orb trades, don't just take the first break. That's almost guaranteed to make you lose. Terrible strategy. See Laporte, you think it'll go to prior day high first? Yeah, I would like that if it comes up to previous day high and rejects. There's decent confluence for that level, having it be the high volume node from the overnight session. So if it rejects that level at 180 and then closes back inside the 15-minute opening range, that would be a nice short setup. I like that plan. Cars and football, you're bearish. I would like to be bearish. It's kind of hard to be when we're chopping around at all-time highs and we've just been like up only. I would like to be though, but I'm not going to just blindly enter a short. I'm going to wait for some confirmation. If it comes up to 180 and rejects, I'd be looking for a short there. If not, really, I think breaking down to like this point of control level would be confirmation of shorts. Or actually, this red anchored VWAP right here is from the previous day low. So if we break below this London low and get below that red anchored VWAP, possibly taking shorts from there. Like if it shows that it's not gonna bounce at London low, the only thing is we would have to be careful with a bounce at Asia low. So if I took a short up here, I would definitely move my stop loss early to protect risk. Ideally though, getting a rejection up here at 180 would be a better risk to reward for sure. So we had PMI come out a couple minutes ago, didn't really do much. And then we have ISM services PMI in 9 minutes. So gonna wait and see what happens with that news. Could be why the market's chopping around for sure. Take no marvel. I don't know what your chart is showing. Are you on a different like contract? I don't know. Yep, overnight highs. I have those up here too, 197, 192. The problem with those is normally I'm all about liquidity sweeps. Like if it comes up and grabs that and rejects. The problem with that though is that's all-time high. I don't like the idea of shorting an all-time high, you know? So I don't think I would feel good about taking a short on that. It could happen. Stephen Forrester, the next ISM services is out at 10 o'clock, so 7 minutes. All right, coming back up to that opening range high. Got a little wick outside of it. Let's see if it comes up to this 180 level and rejects. Yep, Efrain, I'm with you on that. It's Friday. And news and all that stuff. Lots of reasons to lower your size, manage your risk. Goodness, this is choppy. Look at this 5-minute chart. Up and down, up and down. All I can think is the market's waiting for news. If it doesn't start to get some sort of direction after news, then this is not going to be a good day to trade. Well, we got 5 minutes till news, so let's hang out. What are you guys doing this weekend? What you got going on this weekend? I'm in soccer season with my kids, so that's what I do every Saturday. You'll find me at the soccer fields. Thankfully, though, the weather's cooling off. It's not in the 90s anymore. It's like high 80s, so I don't have to sit out there and roast to death. Came back down to the 15-minute opening range low, getting a little bounce. But again, news in 4 minutes, and I wouldn't want to take a long there. Possibly like a liquidity grab if it comes down to London low. Might consider a scalp if it bounces here. I'll let you guys know, but that might be a good spot. Possible spot for a bounce. Man, it's never fun when it bounces before it actually comes to that level. Definitely a sign that it's choppy and not clean. S. Miller, no, you can't do that. So Project X has a copy trader, but it's only within that one prop firm account. Like, for example, Lucid, I can copy trade 5 accounts, and that's it, within Lucid. One password, one login. You can't copy trade multiple different prop firms within Project X. You have to have a third-party copy trader for that. And no, I don't do that. I'm not a fan. I don't think I'm ready for a third party. For one, lots of risk. Like, I don't see a need for having 30 different accounts. Also, I've heard lots of horror stories about copy traders messing up and blowing accounts, and I don't really want to deal with that. News in 2 minutes. Man, I'm not going to enter a long right now at this moment. I like this spot, though. That's a great spot for a bounce. But with news in less than a minute, that's not a good idea. The business lens, if we get to 100 likes, I do have a giveaway. It's a top 1 futures 50K account. What are my thoughts on bots that tell you when to buy or sell? I've never used one, so I can't tell you personal experience. But I think anything that tells you it's going to, like, all you have to do is buy this $500 bot and we'll trade your money and make you a millionaire. Like, anything that sounds too good to be true is probably too good to be true, and I'm not interested. If it really was that easy and you could just buy a bot that's going to trade your money and make you a millionaire, then everyone would do it. So, no, I don't like those things. All right, news came out, got a little dump. Let's let this candle settle and see where we go. K George, my favorite prop firm right now, I would say is a tie between TradeDay and Lucid. I think Lucid is beginner friendly. It's decently easy to get a payout. I shouldn't say easy. In terms of the rules, they're probably the most fair out of a lot of them that I've seen. Fast payouts, great customer service, no monthly subscription fees. Like, they have a lot of stuff that other prop firms don't. And they have a really good sale going on right now. Their prices are really fair. TradeDay, I really like the daily payouts and no consistency once you pass they have a 5-day eval. All right, coming down to Asia low. Let's see if this is a liquidity grab bounce right here, or come down to this point of control, possibly bounce there. This is my line in the sand with that game plan I drew last night. Stay above point of control. I'm looking for a bounce to go long. If we continue staying heavy and we break below it, come up and retest and continue down, I'd be looking for shorts. Let's see if this holds though. Watching for a long. If it holds. Nice little liquidity grab and retest of point of control. I like it. Gonna wait and see how this candle closes. We got to get buyers to show up if this is going to be a bounce area. Not seeing any green candles yet. "20 seconds until this 2-minute candle closes. It's looking like it wants to hold. What would the risk to reward look like? 18-point stop, aiming to come back up to VWAP area. Not bad, not bad. Wonder if it's going to come a little bit further down to point of control before bouncing. Decisions, decisions. Zooming out to the 5 minute. That first candle had a decent bounce, but it's coming back down. Paul, I'm not sure what you're asking, but if you want to know the time, I guess you can look over here and see how many candles or seconds are left on the candle. And that would tell you like how many seconds you're behind. I'm not sure. But if you click the live button on the YouTube, you should only be 7 or 8 seconds behind. There's a slight delay with YouTube. Yeah, 11 seconds might be right. That's just YouTube in general. There's always going to be a slight delay, even if you're live. Well, it's trying to hold it, but there's no sign of it bouncing. I don't love it yet. No, I don't know. Longs might not be the way to go unless it comes down maybe to this point of control and bounces from there. Otherwise, we might be getting continuation lower. So I didn't take that trade. That was just an idea I was watching. All right, so now at this point, this is the scenario I was laying out before. If we hold below this level and come up and retest, this point of control high volume node was my kind of line in the sand, if you want to call it. So don't want to look for shorts until it like shows that we're going to get continuation and maybe retest that level, because it could still potentially hold here and we'd be going for longs. Let's see. Oops. What's it gonna do with this level? Decent bounce at that level. Just a matter of which way we're gonna get some continuation. Nick, levels to the downside, we have yesterday's value area low, which is the top of this high volume node at 25.23, and then previous day low right at 24.995. But if this thing, like, with volume gets heavy, 850 is my target that I feel like we'll eventually get down to. Don't know if it's going to be today. Kind of looking like it wants to go down though, you guys. Thinking about entering a short. It did break below that low of day VWAP that I mentioned. This is a chop zone. Hasn't figured out which way it wants to go. All right, I'm entering a long. Don't know how high it's going to go. Just going to see if it'll retest VWAP. 2580 is where I entered. Just going based off of my game plan. If it held that level, I was looking for longs. Don't know if I'll let it go all the way back down to those lows, because that's a bad sign if it starts to come back down. Probably somewhere around there is where I'll put my stop. Let's see if the volume comes in to support it. So far, this is our initial balance low. We still have like 15 minutes for that to be set though. Our session point of control is way back up here at 25,150. We're going to go back up to previous day high. Let's go. We have all the VWAPs to get through right now. The chop is continuing. $107 people watching, 32 likes, you guys. What's up with that? Seriously, I've been trying to give you guys an account. 100 likes, and I have an account giveaway. If every single one of you goes and hits that button, we would get there. We sure would. Oh gosh, you guys, Trump just opened his mouth. And it might not be good for markets. He said an agreement must be reached with Hamas by Sunday. If this agreement is not reached, all hell will break loose. So point of control shifted lower. What color tie? Good question. Don't know. He usually pumps the market. I don't know. Not when he talks about war or whatever he means by all hell will break loose. Oh, man. Chopping around that point of control. Not looking good for my longs with continuation. Sorry, I realized I didn't show you guys. So I did enter. Let's see if it moves up. I don't know, Paul. I have no idea the details behind it. I just saw that headline on Financial Juice from Truth Social. Don't know the details behind it. Looks like it's coming down. Looking a little bit weak here. I'm tired of these choppy market opens. Kind of want to start watching gold or something else that moves better. What is YM doing? Yeah, see, something like that. Why is NQ being so dumb? Like, that's a beautiful trend right there. And then random wicks like that just stopped me out. Ah, good times, good times. Was that just a matter of me putting my stop loss in the wrong spot and now it's gonna run? That's annoying. There's a part of me that wants to re-enter. That was a good bounce off a point of control. But then the chop continues. Shakes fist. Yeah, that is annoying. Seriously, man. That's just beautiful right there. Holy cow. All right. So if I enter a long, is that what NASDAQ's going to do? Can anyone predict the future? Should I enter long and then NQ is going to hit an all-time high? ES did it, right? Yeah. ES is at a new high, I think. Almost. It's right there. All right, someone in the chat who's smarter than me. Is that where we're going with NQ? Oh, I wanted a long. It just stopped me out too early. Gosh, dang it. That was my fault. Put my stop loss too tight. I could have just put it below that wick, but I didn't. I had it here like a dummy. All right, if it comes back towards point of control, like 25.79-ish, I can enter there because I still do like longs. Rejected right at VWAP. All right, I'm trying again, you guys. Enter in that same long, same idea. Retested that point of control. Got a good bounce. 25. Here we go. And then I'm going to scale out at different spots at like VWAP, opening range high, etc. But I'm probably going to hold a runner. Because if this thing runs like ES and YM and all the others, could be good. I think it'll at least come up to that 180 level. Stop loss 25.58. This level up here is our initial balance high. And then 25.180 is our previous day high. Gold is hitting your fib level, G-Man. Are you looking for a short? Is that what you're thinking? I don't know. I don't know if I would take a short on that. Kind of looks like a decent bounce off of VWAP, maybe? Maybe I'm reading your comment wrong. It's rejecting again. I don't like this choppiness, you guys. Coming back to point of control. Goodness. If this doesn't break out of this choppiness soon, I might call it a day early and go enjoy my Friday. I don't know, MB Trader. This doesn't really look like a rejection of a breakout if you zoom out to the 5 minute. Maybe if you're like on the 1 minute, yeah. But the 5 minute, that's still all green candles to me. Efrain loves the gold jewelry, but not trading gold. Yeah, I haven't figured out gold. G-Man's trying to teach me. I feel like I was saying earlier on the stream, like there's days where, like zooming out to the 30 minute, there's days where there's amazing momentum. Like this is a day where if you just enter a short at any point, you're going to be in profit. Or here. Like there's great days for momentum. Same here. But it's these chops right here and not knowing if there's actually going to be some continuation or if it's going to have momentum. This chop right here. And I'm on the 30 minute chart. So imagine the like 5 minute where I would actually be trading. That's just all over the place. This right here, that's ugly. Every other candle is red, green, red, green. So not being able to read when it's good and when it's not, that's what messes me up with gold. Yeah, MB Trader, that's zooming out to the 5 minute, I think, has helped me a lot as a trader. Because if you look at the 1 minute, it's easy to get messed up. Like it messes with my confidence. Like if I'm in a long and then there's a red 1 minute candle, I'm like, oh shoot, am I wrong? But if you zoom out to the 5 minute, it gives you a better picture of, okay, still have red candle or still have green candles. We're still good. But it also gives you a picture of the choppiness if you zoom out. Like this right here, knowing that the open was pretty choppy because it was just back and forth. But if you zoom in on the 1 minute on that same chop right here, you could have been like, oh, okay, we're going short because that 1 minute candle is red. And then, oh, wait, we're going back up. That's the story going on in my head when I'm on the 1 minute chart. Just back and forth, long, short, long, short. The 5 minute, there's a lot less anxiety. Yeah, that's right. I remember you saying you're on the tick chart. All right, we're breaking through New York anchored VWAP, or at least at it right now, not breaking through it yet. 15-minute opening range low could provide some resistance right at VWAP. At this point, I'll at least move my stop loss to break even because we're starting to get some movement outside of this range. Let's see if we get some continuation. Kari, sorry, I don't know how you pronounce it. Yes, I do. I'm going to see how it reacts at VWAP here. If it starts to reject, I might take partials there. Ideally, I would like to take partials further up if we're actually going to get some continuation. Because maybe I'm being greedy. Like I'm putting this out there, being transparent with you guys. I am leaning towards this going back to 25,180. That's what I think. And possibly even new all-time highs. So there's a part of me that I don't want to take profits too early. I would like to start scaling out higher, but I'm going to see how it reacts at VWAP first. How do I exactly know when exactly to get out and take profit? If I exactly knew when to exactly take profit, I would be a billionaire. So the answer is, I don't know. I just take partials at levels that make sense to me. So for me, that would be possibly VWAP, like I could take a little bit off here. Next level, honestly, would be initial balance high, and then we have previous day high at 180, and then we have overnight high. Like I just take partials at levels that make sense. And then I move my stop loss, trail my stop loss to at least protect some profits. That way, if I'm wrong, I don't lose money. Grumpy, I did re-enter. So I took that first loss. You can see my red up there. But I did re-enter because the idea was still valid. Idea was still good. And I'm not afraid. So my rule that I made for myself is I'll try the same idea twice. I'm okay with trying the same idea twice. I won't keep doing it more than that though, because then I start to get tilted and I'll blow my account. But I'm not afraid to try again if I mismanaged my stop loss or whatever. So assuming it does break through VWAP, partials, I would take initial balance high, and then yesterday, previous day high. I'll take some off there, and then I'll leave runners. Because who knows how high this thing's going to go. And if it's going to be an all-time high kind of day, then you just pull out the fibs and see what kind of extensions we get. We can also look at my initial balance breakout indicator I have. It kind of shows, it's like a kind of like a fib extension type of thing. Show us where potential targets might be: 25, 230, 25, 290. Don't want to put the cart before the horse though. We still have areas to get through first. Oh, we're close, you guys. 82 likes. We got 105 people watching. Get those likes to 100. And I have a Top on Futures 50K account to give away. The initial balance indicator I have, there's lots of them out there. But the one that I have is actually from Drysdale. His last name is Drysdale. He's a trader in a community that I follow. Let me see. So initial balance initial balance wave map, Trader Drysdale. That's the one that I have. It's a free indicator. Take note, Marvel, I'm not the best person to explain fair value gaps since I don't trade them. So I'd recommend looking up YouTube videos on it. But basically a fair value gap is a gap in a candle. So like this one right here on the 5-minute chart, this big candle, you look at the previous candle and the following candle, and the fair value gap would be the gap between the wick of the previous candle and the wick of the next candle. So that right there would be the fair value gap on that 5-minute candle. But in terms of like fair value gap strategies and how to trade them, I'm not the person to answer that question because I don't use them. I use volume profile, which a lot of times lines up very similarly, but I don't typically look at fair value gaps. How do I determine stop loss and when to trail? That is a good question. And I know there's some traders that have an absolute system for it. Like no matter what, if it's 75% of the way to my take profit, then I'm going to move to break even. Like that's my system. I am more of a discretionary trader in that. If it's a setup that I have a ton of confidence in, and like there's 3 different confluences and I feel really confident about it, leave my stop loss a little bit lower to like give it room to play out because I don't want it to chop around and stop me out and then go in my direction. For a trade that I'm less confident in, like maybe I only have one confluence, like maybe you would call it a C setup or a B setup, whatever you want to label it. Or maybe it's like against the trend, or for whatever reason I entered oversized or like had a bad entry or something like that. A trade that I'm less confident in, I'll move my stop loss to break even as soon as I can. Because then at least I'm not going to lose money and I'm okay with getting out for $0. And then one for trailing, there's a couple different systems. Like once it makes if it breaks through a specific area of interest, like for me, if it breaks past VWAP with some confidence and it starts to trend higher, then that's a sign for me to move my stop loss higher. But right now I'm giving it a little bit of room because, again, it could still reject VWAP, come down a little bit before continuing higher. So really I trail based on price action. I hope that answers your question. But no, I don't have a specific system like always trail by 20 points or always trail by the most recent 2-minute candle or something. I know there are some traders that have systems like that. I don't. Mine's more based on price action and my confidence in the trade, I guess. There you go, Alex. That is a good day for something this choppy and slow. Good day. You should be happy with that. So TT trades, if this breaks above VWAP and like gives me confidence that it's gonna continue up, I would probably move my stop loss to somewhere here or here, something like that. Have a good weekend, Alex. Well, it's not breaking through VWAP. Having some trouble with that level. Max Rider, yep, there is a lag. YouTube has it's known to have a lag. That is a thing. Couple second delay. Let's look at the anchored VWAP from the New York session. Let's see if it holds above there. Kind of a good indication of who has the momentum, control the momentum. My stop loss is below there to give it a opportunity to come back down and retest and maybe go higher. Let's see. I'm adding 2 contracts to my position because it did bounce at that level. It's maintaining. The only time I'll add is when I can still keep my stop loss and profit because there's no risk. It makes my position bigger and there's no risk. Oh no, Waffles. I don't want to be fading you. Don't want to be opposite of you. Dan Trader, what setting do I have on VWAP? I have I think I used to have this one. I don't know why it changed. I think it was OHLC4. Yeah, I don't know what changed. So right now it's sitting at 25,126. Let's see if that changes anything. That didn't change anything at all. Yeah, I don't know how much of a difference it is. That's not something I really paid that much attention to. Peter, I'm in a long. Are you telling me to enter a long? I'm confused. All right, let's see if it actually gets through VWAP this time. Dan, another thing on the VWAP thing too is, honestly, VWAP is what I look at as a zone. Like, it's never gonna I shouldn't say never. It almost never perfectly touches that exact dollar number and then rejects or bounces or whatever. It's just a zone. You kind of have to zoom out to like the 5-minute or the 15-minute. And honestly, if you look at different time frames, it's going to be at a different dollar amount on the chart. So even if the different settings on VWAP make it a couple points difference, I just look at it as a zone, an area of interest on the chart. So it doesn't matter to me if it's a dollar or two off. I guess that's kind of my personality though. I don't get caught up in my opinion of tiny details like that. Oh, so close, you guys. 4 more likes. Let's get to 100. I have the giveaway form already ready for you guys. I can put it in the chat here in a second. Let's get to 100. Finish off Friday with an account giveaway. That'd be fun. Oh my gosh, come on, VWAP. Is it gonna break? we got to 100, you guys. Let's go. All right, let me grab this form and I'll put it in the chat. There we go. I'll give you guys some time to fill that out. So name, YouTube name, so I can find you in the chat, and then a valid email address. Don't worry, I'm not going to spam you. This is just so that I have an email address to send the account to. So if you give me a fake one, I can't give it to you. Well, this price action is so slow. Doing a drawing would be a whole lot more fun than watching this. Don't sell your info. I won't. Honestly, it wouldn't even be worth it anyway. Like, the number of people that I've had give me their email address, I might have like 200 emails. What do you get per email that you sell? 2 cents maybe? If that. So what would I make? Like $3? Yeah, that's not worth it. I wouldn't do that. It's a Top 1 Futures 50K account giveaway. So if you already have an account with Top 1 Futures, you can put in that email or whatever email you like to have your trading accounts linked to. Because what they'll do is create an account for you and put your free account into that new profile. The fact that it's not breaking through VWAP and there's not much like volume or continuation or any signs of this thing having some momentum, not looking great for my longs. If you guys stepped away for a second and you didn't see, I put the giveaway form in the chat. I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes, and then we'll do our duck race. Fill out that form, and I'll grab everyone's name. This slow price action is making me sleepy. Might do the duck race and go take a nap. No, I got stuff to do. G-Man's back. You're not missing much. This price action's sucking. One more minute on that form, you guys. If you don't have an account in top one, that's fine. They're going to give you one. That's what we need the email for. All right, last call. I'm going to grab everyone's names here. Form is closed. Gonna grab everyone's name and assign you a duck. G-Man, your names that you put on these things crack me up. G-Man is gold dealer today. Waffles the Great. You guys are funny. I'm looking for duplicates real quick just to make sure people didn't give themselves 2 ducks. Alrighty. I got my stop loss and profit, so if it comes down while we're doing the duck race in the next minute and a half, I don't care. I'm over it already today. I'm over price action today. It sucks. Duck races are more fun. You guys ready? I'm ready. And we're off. Dun dun dun. Let's go. Kevin is already ready for Christmas. He has his Santa hat on. Isn't it a little bit early? We haven't even had Halloween yet. What's up with that? Oh, Travis, you're starting off too early. You still have a minute left, bud. You gotta hold back. Hold back. Pace yourself. Waffles the Great. You got a backwards hat. You're just chilling. You're a cool duck. Ryan, little bald-headed businessman. This is hilarious. Oh, people are starting to make their moves. We got 20 seconds left. Randy, you coming in from behind? Efrain? Oh, who's it gonna be? Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I just saw 2 Efrains. There might need to be a redo. Let me go look at this form. If there's 2 Efrains in here, we're gonna redo and remove his. That's not cool. Ah, oh, Efrain disqualified. Come on, bud. Not cool, not cool. Alright, we're gonna race again. I'm gonna make sure. Alright, we'll do a minute this time. Ah, not 13 hours. Hold on. Here we go. Dang it. Now I'm going to double check. I'm going to sort this list, you guys. Takes the fun out of it when we have cheaters. All right, I sorted it. No more duplicates. On your mark. Get set. Oh, okay. Cupboard dweller, I'm feeling nice. Go put your name in there real quick, because you asked earlier. Did you fill out the form? I can grab your name real quick. You did ask earlier. I'll give you a second. Go fill it out real quick. Let me find your name. On your YouTube name, I don't see cupboard dealer on here. I'll just put cupboard dweller on your duck. And then I'll get your email address afterwards if you win. You're going to be cupboard. All right. Here we go. Mohammed. No, I pulled the first names. Everyone on the form. Dan Trader, you are Daniel. You're right there. Let me make sure I spell it right. There we go. All right. We're done. Let's go. One more time. Finish this Friday. On your mark. Get set. Go. Oh, you guys got to... Oh, this is a 1 minute race, so coming out hot in the beginning might be good for you. Might be a decent strategy, but you got to have endurance. We got Rudolph coming out front. Keith making a move. Is the Santa duck going to win? George, you're going to hold out for another 12 seconds? Oh no, you're slowing down. Waffles! Awesome, coming from behind. Waffles, are you here in the chat still? Still chopping in this same area, you guys. Ugly. Waffles came from behind. That was crazy. Threw on the nitro speed. You had you took an energy drink and it kicked in. Oh, that's funny. All right, Waffles, I'll connect with you on Discord. You can choose, if you want to take a second to look at Top 1 Futures accounts, you can choose the 50K challenge, which there is an activation fee on that if you pass it. You can do the 50K Ignite or the 50K Pro account, whatever you choose. The Pro account is a straight to funded, but it has intraday drawdown. So if you're comfortable with intraday, that's probably the one I would choose. But I'll connect with you on Discord and figure out which one you want. You didn't tell your boss? Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm in a duck race. Give me 5 minutes. This is important. You didn't say that? Come on. Is there slippage on TradeDay Slim Funded? No. I mean, they use Project X, so I haven't had any issues with it at all. I know there's people out there that say they don't like Project X because of the slippage. I have never had problems with it. Yeah, no problem. Oh, I guess I can close out the duck so you guys don't have quacking in the background. Oh, really? You want a straight to fund it with Joey? Nice, G-Man. That's a good way to finish off a Friday. Was it the Lightning funded 50K account? That's awesome. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, you guys, I would love to be able to do Tradeify giveaways. Tradeify is awesome. Like, they're a really reputable, they have a good reputation. They've been around for a while. I like Tradeify, but they're definitely a more well-known prop firm, I guess you could say. So their like affiliate perks are definitely higher standards. And I'm not even close to the benchmark that they want for being able to do giveaways. So I'm like, all right, I'll do my little ones over here. But yeah, I like Tradeify, and I like them even more now that they have Project X. All right, so we're breaking out of that consolidation. But let's see how this candle actually closes. If it closes with a full bar like this, then that's a good sign. I appreciate it, Efrain, and thank you for being a good sport about it. I just want to be fair because I believe you. I believe the best in people. I believe that you weren't cheating, but there are definitely some YouTube lurkers out there that probably were trying to cheat or probably have in the past. I've seen it on other streams. So just want to be fair. We'll get you to win next time. Have a good weekend. Let's zoom out to the 5 minute. Oh, that last 5 minute candle was pretty strong. Let's see if we get some continuation up here. I'm a cool person. Well, thanks. Cupboard dweller, that's funny. We just brought you right into the community, put your name on a duck, and here you are. Strategy in a nutshell, I use volume profile to find higher time frame support and resistance levels, like over here. as my chart starts to get a little bit messy as I do my markups during the session. But these gray shaded areas are higher time frame support and resistance from volume profile, and then I use the previous session volume profile to find support and resistance. And then with that, I use the session's 15-minute range and initial balance range to kind of find my levels and trade off of those levels, basically. So like today, for example, I have some time because this is super choppy and slow price action, but here's the game plan that I made and shared in our Discord last night. And so far it's playing out. My plan, and you can see my arrows, I drew it last night at like 6 p.m. My plan was if we came down and retested this point of control level, I was going to be looking for longs. If we broke below this point of control and like held it as resistance, maybe retested it, I was looking for shorts. And that was all based off of this gray shaded area is a higher time frame, high volume node, so support. And then point of control from yesterday's session. So I figured if we came down here and bounced, that would be a good level for continuation up. And that's the exact trade that I took. Coming back to today's actual session, kind of zoomed in a little bit. This gray shaded area, point of control, it bounced there, took a long. The first one I took a loss because I entered a little bit too early, honestly. You can see it actually, it came down to the zone, but chopped around a little bit. So took the second entry, and that's the one that is playing out so far. So now that we're getting above VWAP, it's looking like we're going to get some continuation. Obviously, could be wrong. Anything could happen. But going to trail my stop a little bit more. And then take profits are up here at the initial balance high for the first one. The second one is previous day high. Going to take off about 40% of my position there. What is that? 30% of my position? Doing math. And then we'll see. Gonna leave a runner to potentially all-time highs. And that's just based off of the fact that ES made a new all-time high. So NQ could be following. We shall see. Yeah. If you have any questions about it, Cupboard Dweller, I'm happy to help. I like volume profile. Happy Friday, Yartex. Welcome. It's looking like another slow grind up kind of day. All right, gonna trail a little bit more below that wick there. There's going to be a breakout in 18 minutes. Why so specific? 18 minutes. That doesn't make any sense. It's not even like the top of the hour or anything like that. Can you see the future? Have a good weekend, Scorpion. See, Laporte, these are my 50K accounts. Yeah, it's hard to trade all of them at once, so that's what I'm trading right now. Yeah, I don't know what 18 minutes is either. He said that at 11:23. So that's not even like 11:30 or noon or some number that made sense. Well, I think you guys, what I'm going to do, just so I'm not sitting at the computer having to watch this, I'll update you guys in Discord on how it plays out, but I'm just going to have these two limit orders set here. The reason is this is IB high, initial balance high, and then the next one is at 25,180, which is previous day high, and the overnight point of control. So that's an area where I could see us maybe rejecting from. And you know what? I'm actually going to change this to a bigger position. Sell 4 there. That way I take off 2 and 4. That'll be 6 total if it reaches that. So that'll be half of my position. And then I'll leave a runner up to, I'll kind of just trail my stop loss at that point up to a new all-time high if it happens. But that way I'm not sitting at the computer watching this slow grind up, watching paint dry. What the F is that candle? What, this one right here? The most recent 5-minute candle? Yeah. I don't know. Check out that volume, you guys. I think that's why I'm so over it. Oh my gosh. Like, everyone went home early. No one wants to be a part of this market right now. Everyone's like, it's Friday. I'm starting my weekend now. That volume is sleepy. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day on the stream there, you guys, and just kind of let these orders play out and go get some stuff done. Thanks for joining me today. Is the daily plan pinned in Discord? I have a hard time finding it. No, I haven't pinned it in Discord. I guess, so I'll be transparent with you, old Cracker Barrel. Travis, I think is your name. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm the expert person to like make a whole new channel for my trading plan because I'm not always right. So I just post it with the masses in the futures chat because other people are sharing their ideas too. But if you guys want me to, I'll post it in a separate channel just with the disclaimer that I might be wrong. I mean, today was sweet. Like, so far, today is solid. That was the level, right? That point of control, bounce, and up. Great trade. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll discuss it in Discord and see what you guys want to do. I'm happy to do it. All right, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.